Hi, my name is James S. Diaz, and I wrote a book. It's called Captain Beauchamp. It's on Amazon under James S. Diaz. And I'm going to go ahead and read my favorite chapter from this book. The character in the book got a mission to hunt pirates in the Caribbean Sea. And it's set in like the 1700s, so he's gonna go hunt these pirates. He has to say goodbye to his family, essentially. So that's the chapter that I'm gonna read here. Mrs. Beauchamp and Beauchamp Jr., his son, were sad to hear the news. Captain Beauchamp decided that he would move his family back to England and join them after he returned from his assignment. So they had to pack up the house and get ready to move. They started with the kitchen, packing up all the dishes and silverware into boxes. Once the cabinets were emptied out, they packed up the cabinets. Captain Beauchamp folded up the countertops, slid them into boxes. After that, he started packing up the living room. The couches deflated and fit nicely enough into a suitcase. The bookshelves and the books within the bookshelves were cut into pieces and shredded into powder. Every bit of powdery knowledge was put into containers for Captain Beauchamp to glue back together at a later date. Beauchamp Jr. went to his wardrobe and put on every article of clothing that he possessed. This turned him into a human blueberry of sorts, and of suits and trousers, if you can imagine that. Mrs. Beauchamp, the most sensible of the Beauchamp family, had Beauchamp Jr. take off all of his clothes except for the one pair, of course, and packed his clothes into more boxes. Once all the guts of the house had been removed, Captain Beauchamp packed up the walls, the roof, and the door of the house. He saved the chimney for last. The chimney he sprayed with a solution of water, sugar, gelatin, and a very, very secret ingredient. This solution melted the chimney into a kind of jello. Captain Beauchamp scooped up the jello chimney and put it into preserve jars. Packing up everything left a real awful gap between where the Beauchamp's house had been and the house on the left and the right. But if home is where the heart is, you had better take everything you own with you when you move, or you could die. After all, you need a heart. Captain Beauchamp put Mrs. Beauchamp and Beauchamp Jr. on the first boat to England, back to England. They said their goodbyes with lots of hugs and kisses and handshakes and I love yous. Tears were in the eyes of everyone. Mrs. Beauchamp and Beauchamp Jr. waved goodbye. They sailed back to England with the hope of seeing Captain Beauchamp again and very soon. So that's one of my favorite chapters in the book. You could always check it out on Amazon. Captain Beauchamp by James S. Diaz.